All right, everyone, are you ready? So I'm practicing with a new setup here, up here in Vermont. So go ahead and come to your mat, come into your comfortable seat. If you have a block or two, I always suggest to keep it handy. It's just nice to have around to help you. I'm going to start sitting up on my block. My hips are a little tight, so this always makes it feel a little better. And so as you come into your comfortable seated position, settle in, find your sit bones. Take a moment to get here. We're not in a rush. And then start to line up your spine. So line your shoulders up over your hips, and then think about getting nice and tall. So let your hands rest on your knees or your thighs. Palms up if you need energy, palms down if you have too much energy. And then let your eyes close or softly focus on the ground in front of you. And start to pay attention to your breath. As you notice how your breath feels coming in and out of your nose. Notice how it feels coming in and out of the back of your mouth and your throat. Maybe you can feel it in your lungs. Just becoming more aware, it helps us slow down, helps us refocus and recenter. As you're paying attention to your breath, start to notice how the air around you feels, how it feels on your skin, on your face. Taking this time to slow down. And then focus or think about why you're here, why you want to take this time for yourself. And hold on to that through your whole practice. Take another big breath in, and on this breath, I want you to think about drawing the air in deeply as you start to lengthen your spine, getting tall through your seat. So you're lifting up, you're finding space between your hips and your rib cage. Your chest is coming up and open a little bit. And then make sure your head stays centered over your neck. On your next inhale, I want you to look over your right shoulder. And as you exhale, all the way over to your left shoulder. So we're going to inhale, look to the right. Exhale, look to the left. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Two more. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your head back to center. Allow your breath to regulate. And now we're going to switch directions. So we're going to inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Inhale to the left, exhale to the right. It's totally open if your eyes are open or closed, whatever feels best for you. And exhale, last one, inhale and exhale. Let your head come back to center and regulate your breath. From here, we're going to reach our arms all the way out and overhead, letting our palms touch. And then exhale, bring your hands down through heart center. We'll do that again. Inhale, bring your arms all the way out and around and up. And then exhale your arms down through heart center. One more time. Inhale, stretch all the way up. And exhale your hands down through heart center. Go ahead and bring your arms out into a T position. Breathe in, and on your exhale, twist to the right, bringing your left hand to your right knee, and then looking over your right shoulder. Breathing here deeply through the torso, feeling the twist around your waist up through the rib cage. And then bring those arms back into T, come back to center, breathe in, exhale, twist to the left. Bringing your right hand to your left knee and looking over your left shoulder. Breathe here. And then unwind, come back to center. We're going to switch the cross of your legs, so whichever way it was crossed. And if you're up on a block, go ahead and come off of that block. We're going to walk our fingers out in front of us, coming into a forward fold, letting your head hang heavy. And then let your elbows soften down to the ground. Gently rock back so that your hips are reaching for the ground. And now slowly walk over to the right. Place your left hand on top of your right. So maybe your hands are in line with your knee. Breathing here. Letting your elbows get heavy. And this time think about your left hip pulling back away from you. And now walk back through center. Walk over to the left, placing the right hand on top of the left hand. Pressing the right hip back and down. And breathing here. Walk back to center. Walk your hands in, coming back up. Place your hands gently on your knees, and we're going to start to roll around, bringing our heart forward and then to the side and then to the back. We'll go 3 times in one direction, and once you've completed that, switch directions and travel 3 times in the other direction. Nice. And then we'll come back to center, sit up nice and tall, maybe roll your shoulders out a little bit. And we're going to make our way slowly into our tabletop position. So bringing your knees and your hands in line. So your knees are underneath your hips, your hands are underneath your shoulders. We're going to drop our belly, open our heart, big inhale. Exhale, round our spine. Moving into our cat-cows. Inhale. Exhale, round. Inhale forward. And exhale, round. Come back to neutral. Reach your right foot behind you and rock back and forth over your toes. Trying to make sure that all 5 toes press down into the mat. And then you rock back forward. Maybe coming all the way onto the shoelace portion of your foot. And then come to stillness here. We're going to reach our left fingertips forward, and we're going to lift our leg and arm and then lower them back down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. This time we're going to lift up. We're going to hold them here. And on our exhale, we're going to bring our knee and elbow to meet in the center, and then inhale back out. Exhale, knee and elbow meet. Inhale back out. One more time. Exhale, knee and elbow meet. Inhale, back out. Lower your left hand, lower your toes. You're going to pick up your left shin and rotate it 90 degrees. And then you're going to turn onto the inside of your right foot. Only your left hand stays down on the ground. You reach your right arm up into the air. So we're in a supported, so it got a couple different names, but a supported side plank. Really press down the pinky toe edge of your right foot so that your right leg is active. Reach your right arm up, and now bring your right arm over your head, and then back up to the ceiling. Reach your arm overhead, and then back up to the ceiling. Now this time when you reach overhead, maybe you want to lift your leg, and then bring it back. Reach and lift, and bring it back. And now to add on to that, maybe you reach and lift, and then draw your knee to your elbow, extend, and lower. Reach and lift, knee to elbow, extend, and lower. One more time, reach and lift, extend, and lower. Bring your hand down, turn yourself back into your tabletop position. Turn your fingertips towards you if that's comfortable, and then rock back and forth, pulling your wrists up, stretching out your forearms. Very nice. Now this time, turn your palms so they face you. Your fingertips face each other, so your hands would be like this. Palms up, back of the hands on the mat, and gently rock side to side. So this can be pretty intense on the wrists, so be careful, do one at a time, or maybe you don't flip your wrists over at all. And then return your hands into your normal tabletop position. Spread your fingers. Reach your left leg back behind you, rock forward and back. Nice and deep. Super long. Reach your heel all the way back. And now reach your right arm forward, lift and lower your leg, lift and lower. So you're moving the arm and the leg as much together as possible, trying to get the pinky finger and the big toe to touch the floor at the same time, and then lift back up together. One more. And now hold here, and on your exhale, draw your knee to your elbow, and then lengthen. Knee to elbow, and lengthen. Knee to elbow, and lengthen. Return your hand, return your leg. You're going to pick up your right shin, rotate it 90 degrees, and then reach your left arm up to the ceiling. I'm just going to flip around. So your left arm is up to the ceiling. Your right hand is down on the ground. Press into the outer edge of your left foot. Feel the left leg activate. And now bring your right arm over your head and then back up to the ceiling. Reach your right arm overhead and then back up to the ceiling, overhead. And now if you want to add, lift your left leg and lower it down. Lift the leg, reach the arm, and lower it down. Holding your belly button in. Try to lift out of your right hand, finding space under your rib cage. Now this time, lift, knee to elbow, extend, and lower. Lift, knee to elbow, extend, and lower. One more. And lower. Return to your tabletop position. Shake your hips out. Curl your toes under, sit back on your heels. Bring your hands in front of you, interlace your fingers, and then go ahead and let your wrists and your fingers move about like they're a wave, just moving around. Nice. Maybe let them ripple roll. And then come back, spread your fingers, curl your toes under, peel yourself up into your downward facing dog. Nice and slow. Take your time to get here. This is our first downward dog of class. Pedal your feet out. Letting your heels get heavy. Beautiful. Bring your ears between your biceps. Think about your hips reaching up behind you. Breathe here. We're going to ripple roll forward into our high plank. One vertebra at a time. Pause here. Lower our knees down, untuck our toes. Back into child's pose. Come back to tabletop. We'll do that again. Curl our toes under. Peel up into downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Pull forward to plank. Lower our knees. Come back into child's pose. Back into tabletop. One more time. Curl your toes under. Peel your hips up, downward facing dog. Pull forward to high plank. Lower your knees, press back to child's pose. Pull forward to tabletop. Nice. That should have gotten some of the cricks and cracks out of our bodies. So curl your toes under, back into our downward facing dog. Breathe here. We are going to bring our right foot to the outer edge of our right hand and lower our left knee down. So our hands are on the ground, or if you have blocks, you can even bring your hands up on the blocks or coming up onto your fingertips. We want to think about opening our right hip here. I have my left toes curled because I like that for balance, but you can also press the foot flat on the floor. Breathe here. Now, I'm going to place my left hand firmly down. I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to gently press my right thigh away from me. So I'm getting a little deeper into this pose. Breathing here. One more breath. And then reach up. Gaze up at your right hand. Follow the right hand all the way down and step yourself back into your downward facing dog. Reach your hips up, get nice and long through the spine. And now step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Lower your right knee down. You can keep your toes tucked or untucked. Coming up onto blocks or onto your fingertips. So I want you to try and get out of your shoulders, lifting your chest forward. Breathe here. You're pressing into the left foot. And now take the left hand to the inside of the left thigh, making sure you're sturdy with your right arm. Breathe here, adding a little bit of a twist. And now reach your left arm up to the ceiling, gazing at it. And then follow it all the way down to the mat as you step back into downward facing dog. Breathe here. Bring your right foot to the outside of your right hand again. Lower your left knee down, untuck your toes. Or not, that's totally up to you. Bring your right hand to your right thigh, find that opening. Reach your right hand up to the ceiling, and now bring your right hand back behind you. Gaze over your right fingertips. Maybe you can bend your left foot and find the outer edge, the pinky edge of your left foot. Breathe here. You can always put the block under your left hand to give you a little bit more space. Release. Follow that right hand all the way down. Step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Lower your right knee down. Untuck the toes. Bring your left hand to the inside of your left thigh. Once you're comfortable there, reach your left arm up to the ceiling. And now stretch the left arm back behind you. Stay here or bend the right foot and see if you can find the pinky toe side of the right foot. Breathe here. Release that, follow your left arm all the way up and down. Tuck your toes, step back to downward facing dog. Breathe here. Gaze forward at your hands and start to slowly walk your feet all the way up to the front of your mat. Softly bend your knees, reach for opposite elbows, sway back and forth. Release your hands. And then slowly roll all the way up. Standing up nice and tall. Find your alignment. Head, spine, shoulders over hips, hips over ankles. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back. Pause here. Rock back and forth in this low lunge. Lower the right knee down. Excuse me. Bring your arms up overhead. And then exhale your hands back down. Curl your toes, step back to plank. Engage your core, squeeze your glutes, lower your knees, bend your elbows in by your side, chest and chin, untuck your toes, baby cobra. Press back through tabletop, curl your toes under, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. And now step your right foot up between your hands. And rock back and forth. Rocking back and forth over your toes. And now lower your left knee down. Bring your arms up. Reach to the sky. Exhale your hands down. Step your left foot by your right foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring yourself all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands down through center by your side. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left leg back, low lunge. Maybe you find the rock here again. From here, lower your left knee or keep it lifted. Bring your arms up. Exhale your hands down. Step back to plank. Lower your knees. Hug your elbows in. Chest, chin. Untuck your toes. Baby cobra. Exhale through tabletop. Curl your toes under. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Deep, slow breaths, lifting your hips up, pressing the mat away from you. And now step your left foot forward, rock back and forth. And then if you want to keep your knee lifted, lift on up, high lunge. Float your hands down, step your right foot by your left foot. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up, arms touch overhead. Exhale your hands down by your side. Take a breath. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back. Go ahead and find that rock if you liked it. Inhale your arms up, high lunge. Exhale your hands down. Lower your right knee. Shift your hips back, coming into your hamstring stretch, half split, whatever you want to call it. Now, if your spine is rounded, I want you to lengthen it. Dig your left heel into the mat. Open your heart. Pull your chest forward. Find a deep hamstring stretch. And then roll onto your left foot. Plant your hands. Step back to plank. Knees, chest, chin, or if you're ready, chaturanga halfway down. Untuck your toes. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Let your heels get heavy. Make sure you're pressing into your whole hand and not just the back of your palms, which will make you actually start to slip. All right, step your right foot forward. Take a little bit of a rock. Reach your arms up, high lunge. Bring your arms down, lower your left knee, extend your right leg out in front of you. Feel your hamstring stretch. Now check if you're rounded over, lift on up. Maybe this is a good place to have blocks if you have them, coming up onto your fingertips. So you want to think about your spine getting long. So you don't want to be hunched like this. You want to be forward. Think about your heart shooting Care Bear style out in front of you. Digging your right heel into the ground. Your glutes are engaged, your bum is engaged so that you don't get too wobbly. And now roll onto your right foot, plant your hands, step forward into a forward fold. Inhale halfway up, exhale, fold forward. And inhale, bring your arms all the way up, palms touch. Exhale your hands down by your side. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your left foot back. Reach on up, high lunge. Exhale down. Lower your left knee. Come into your half split. Heart forward, chest forward, spine straight. And now exhale, roll forward. Bringing your knee to your nose to your knee. Coming into an even deeper, different kind of stretch, letting your hands come down to the floor. And then roll forward, step back to plank, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Upward facing dog, and we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. Step your left foot forward. Inhale up, high lunge. Exhale your hands down. Lower your right knee. Shift your weight back. Straighten your left leg. Heart open and forward. And then exhale, fold down, knee to nose. Breathe here. Roll onto your left foot. Step your right foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Exhale your hands down by your side. Breathe here. Recenter. Find even balance between the right side and the left side. All right. Let's build a little bit of a flow. So inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Take your version of your vinyasa. So knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Baby cobra or upward facing dog. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Pressing into your fingertips, your knuckles, your thumb, your pointer finger. Reach your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee into your chest. Hover here. Bring your left leg back up behind you. And now bend your left knee, opening your hip up to the left. Extend your left leg back up behind you. Draw your left knee into your chest and then slide your left foot up between your hands. Lower your right foot down, pressing into the outer edge of your right foot, and slowly climb yourself on up into a warrior one. So hands on thighs, and then one at a time, hands into the air. Straighten your front leg, bring your arms out into T. Exhale, melt back into your warrior one. Straighten your front leg, open your arms into T, and then come back into your warrior one. Nice. One more time. Back into your warrior one. Now find the pressure where you're pressing your pinky toe into the mat, your right pinky toe. Your left knee is over your left ankle. You're going to keep your legs where they are as you twist your torso, opening into your warrior two. Trying to do that without moving your lower body. Now that you're here, go ahead and make any adjustments to your feet that you might need to. With your arms straight out, we'll do the same. Straighten and exhale, melt back down. Straighten the front leg, bring your arms overhead, and then exhale, melt back down. One more time, and melt back down. Bend your left arm, place it on your left thigh, reach your right arm overhead. Find a nice long line. And then bring your right hand down. We're going to walk ourselves into a wide straddle forward fold. Letting our head get heavy. Breathe here. To come out of this, we're going to press down, coming into a flat back. We're going to turn our left toes to the front of the mat. We're going to walk our hands back, and we're going to peel up open into triangle. Reaching our right arm up, left hand on the floor, on your shin or on a block. One more breath here. And now bend the left knee, come back into warrior two. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Take your vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin. Baby cobra. Or upward facing dog. And we will all meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. Put your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee into your chest. Put your left leg, right leg. Put your right leg up behind you. Draw your right knee into your chest. Put your right leg up behind you. Bend your right knee, open your hip. Extend the right leg again. Draw the right knee all the way in, slide it up between your hands. Coming into your low lunge. Turn your left foot down, pressing into the outer edge of your left foot. Climb yourself on up to warrior one. Reach your arms up into the sky. Pressing into the outer edge of your left foot, straighten your arms, bring them out to T. Bend your knee, bring your arms back overhead. Straighten your leg, bring your arms out to T. Bend, come back in. One more time. Arms up. Press into the outer edge of your left foot, right knee bend. Holding your legs where they are, connecting to the mat, pressing down into the earth. Rotate your torso into warrior two. Once you're here, if you need to adjust your feet, go ahead and do that. Straighten your front leg, palms touch overhead. Exhale, melt back down. Lengthen and straighten. And exhale, melt, melt back down. One more time. And melt back down. Bend your right arm, reach your left arm up and over. Coming into side angle. Breathe here. And now cartwheel your left hand down, coming into a deep, wide-legged forward fold. Letting your head hang heavy. Maybe walking your fingers back in line with your toes. Come back up so that your hands are underneath your shoulders. Your back is flat, perpendicular, parallel with the floor. Walk yourself, turn your right toes to the front of your mat. Walk your right hand to the inside of your right leg or onto your right shin. And then reach your left arm up and open, coming into triangle. Breathe here. Squeezing your inner thighs together, you're going to bend your front knee, come into warrior two. And then cartwheel yourself down, step back to plank, go through your version of your vinyasa, and we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Breathe here. All right. We are going to do some half moon. So if you need a block, go ahead and get that at the front of your mat. Put your left leg up behind you. Draw your left knee to your right elbow. Reach your left leg up behind you. Bend your left knee, open your hip up to the left. And then straighten the left leg up behind you. Draw the left knee all the way in. Slide the left foot up between your hands. Turn your right foot down, pressing into the opposite edge of your right, outer edge of your right foot. Reach your arms out and up or climb yourself up, whatever is best for you. Straighten your leg, gaze up at your fingers, and then exhale, fold all the way forward, coming into a devotional warrior. So head down, arms up. Your hands can be interlaced or open. And then start to reach your arms down to come all the way back up to warrior one. Keeping your lower body where it is, twist your torso, opening into warrior two. Reaching those arms out and away from you, stretch and straighten. Exhale, melt back down. Lengthen and straighten. Exhale, melt back down. Last one. And melt back down. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. And then come all the way through nice and slow like you're in molasses into side angle. Reach your right arm up and out. Breathe here. Maybe you're ready for a half bind, bringing your right hand behind you. And then start to turn yourself into your wide-legged forward fold. Interlace your hands behind your back. And maybe they can come and reach away from your back. Release the grip, bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Lengthen your spine. Pause here. Turn your left toes to the front of the mat. Walk yourself into your side angle. So left hand on a block or on your shin, and then peel your right arm up to the sky. Breathe here. Your inner thighs are engaged. You're pressing strongly through your feet. Now bring your right hand to your right hip and gaze forward at your left foot. We're going to come into half moon. So if you like a block, which I highly suggest for this pose, on its highest setting, bring your block to the outer edge of your left toes and then shimmy your right foot forward so that you can lift your right leg. The reason a block is recommended for this pose is that you want your spine and your legs straight, and the block keeps you from having to bend your upper body. Maybe you can reach your right arm up into the sky. Breathe here. And then bend your left knee. We're going to exit into warrior two. Take a breath here. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. Knees, chest, chin. Double push up. Upward facing dog or baby cobra. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. Put your right leg up behind you. Draw your right knee all the way over to your left elbow. I got the right leg this time. Reach your right leg back up behind you. Bend your right knee, open your hip. And then extend the right leg, draw the right knee forward. Slide the right foot up between the hands. Find your low lunge. Turn your left foot down. Press into the outer edge of your left foot. Climb or float yourself up into your warrior one. Reach up, gaze up at the sky, and then bring your hands down behind you as you fold yourself forward into your devotional warrior. Crown of the head to the floor, shoulder on knee. Release the grip, come back into warrior one. Pressing down strongly through your feet, holding your lower body where it is, turn your torso, opening into warrior two. Straighten your front leg, bring your palms to touch overhead. Exhale, melt back down. Lengthen and straighten. Exhale, melt back down. Lengthen and straighten. Exhale, melt back down. Turn your right palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Come all the way through to side angle, right arm on right forearm, or right thigh, reaching your left arm up and over. Breathe here. Maybe you're taking a half bind, bringing your left hand behind your back, or all the way to your right inner thigh. Reach your right hand down to the floor and then start to turn your toes, coming into your forward fold. Reach your hands up behind you, interlace your fingers opposite way, letting your head hang heavy and your arms reach away from you. Release your hands. Press them down so that your shoulders are over your wrists, your spine is straight, your chest is parallel to the floor. Turn your right toes to the front of the mat. Walk your hands over so your right hand is on a block or your shin or the floor. And then peel your left arm up, coming into your triangle pose. Breathe here. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Bringing your right hand to a block on the outside 6 inches to the outer edge of your right foot. Shift your weight. Coming into half moon. Lifting your left leg up. Flexing your left foot, making this L shape. Maybe you can reach your left arm up to the sky. Breathe here. And then bend your right knee, slowly coming back into your warrior two for your exit. Cartwheel your hands down, step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. All right, we're gonna go through that one more time. Maybe a little bit faster, just a tiny bit faster. Put your left foot up behind you. Draw your left knee to your left elbow. Reach your left leg up behind you. Bend your left knee, open your hip. Reach your left leg straight up behind you. Step your left foot all the way forward. Turn your right foot down. Reach on up, warrior one. Exhale, fold forward, devotional warrior. Reach back up, warrior one. Open into warrior two. Turn your left palm up, exhale back, peaceful warrior. Come all the way through to side angle. Take a half bind or maybe a full bind. Breathe here. Start to turn yourself, release the bind, coming into your forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. Reach for your big toes, coming into a yogi toe lock. Pull your elbows out to the side. And then press, release that, press your hands into the mat. Turn your left toes to the front of the mat and walk your hands forward. Peel yourself up into triangle, making sure that your hips are square. And then bring your right hand to your right hip. Find your block. Shift your weight coming into your half moon. Reach your right arm up. And maybe you're ready to come into Shavasana or candy cane, depending on what you want to call it, where you reach for your right foot with your right arm. Press your right foot into your right hand, finding your balance. And if you're not here, that's fine. Keep practicing your half moon. Release. Exit into warrior two. Take a breath. Cartwheel your hands down. Step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. And we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. Nice slow breaths. Now float your right leg up behind you. Draw your right knee to your right elbow as you come forward. Reach your right leg back up behind you. Bend your right knee, open your hip. Extend your right leg back up behind you. Draw your right knee forward. Slide your right foot up between your hands. Pause here. Lower your left foot. Press into the outer edge of your left foot. Reach on up. Warrior one. Exhale. Melt forward. Devotional warrior. Inhale. Back on up. Warrior one. Holding your legs strong. Rotate your torso. Warrior two. Turn your right palm up. Exhale back. Peaceful warrior. Come all the way through. Right arm on right thigh. Side angle. Pause here. Take a half bind or maybe a full bind. Breathing here. And then release the bind. Walk yourself into your forward fold. Reach for your big toes, coming into your yogi toe lock. Letting your head hang heavy. Slowly breathing. One more breath. Place your hands under your shoulders. Turn your right toes forward. Walk yourself to the right. Peel your left arm up, coming into triangle. Bring your left hand to your left hip. Reach your right hand for your block. Lift on up to half moon or your version. Stay here or extend your arm up to the ceiling. Stay here or reach back for candy cane or Shavasana. Pressing the left foot into the left hand. Keep your right arm under your right shoulder and keep twisting your torso out to the side. Release that. Back to half moon. Bend your right knee. Exit into warrior two. Take a breath here. Cartwheel yourself down. step back to plank. Go through your version of your vinyasa. And we will meet in downward facing dog. Breathe here. One more breath. And then lower your knees down, coming into tabletop. Cross one ankle over the other and then roll yourself back. Reach your legs forward, coming into staff pose. So you want to make an L shape with your body. Your legs are out in front of you, your toes are flexed. We're going to place our hands along our outer shins, pressing our legs together, but not really, because we're also pressing our legs against our hands. And then we're going to start to hinge forward at the hips. So the pressing of the legs and then pressing your legs against your hands, so you're finding this action, is going to help keep your legs active and protect your lower back as you reach your heart forward. Keep your toes flexed. One more breath here. And then roll all the way up, back up to seated. Take your right leg, lift it up, and cross it over your left leg. Sitting up nice and tall, I want you to take your left elbow and hook it around your right knee, and then swim your right arm behind you and look over your right shoulder, coming into a twist. We always want to make sure we do some twists. They're so good for digestion. One more breath here. And then release, take a counter twist. Come back, straight legs. This time we're going to reach towards our toes, letting our hands fall wherever they fall, letting our elbows get heavy, letting our head get heavy, rounding forward. Breathing here, stretching through your back. And then slowly roll on up. Take your left foot, slide it in, cross it over your right leg. Take your right elbow, hook it around your left knee, and then take your left arm and swim it behind you. Pressing down, and then looking over the left shoulder. Breathe here. Slowly unwind, counter twist. And then come back, both legs out in front of you. Slide your feet onto the floor, reach your arms out, and then slowly roll all the way down, contracting your abs, using your muscles. Nice and slow. Slide your feet onto the floor so your knees are pointed to the ceiling. Lengthen your tailbone. Maybe you need to realign. You should just be able to tickle your heels. Bring your palms to either side, palms face down or holding onto the edge of your yoga mat. We're going to do 2 bridge poses tonight. So lift on up to the first one, rolling up, lifting your hips, your middle back, your upper back, making sure that your shins are still pointing towards your knees. Your hips are going up to the ceiling. Your chest is going towards your chin, and your chin is reaching up towards the ceiling. You can either grip either side of your mat or interlace your fingers behind you. Breathe here, shimmy those shoulders together. Release your hands and slowly roll down, one vertebra at a time. Let your knees windshield wiper side to side. And then come back. Second bridge pose, supported bridge or full wheel if that is in your practice. I'm going to do another bridge. So I'm going to start to peel my hips, my lower back, my middle back, my upper back up to the ceiling. I'm making sure that I'm pressing into my big toe, my pinky toe, and the heel of my foot, that my thighs are parallel and that my shins are reaching towards my toe. My chest is puffing up towards the ceiling. My chin is reaching up towards the ceiling. Interlace your fingers or hold on to the opposite side, hold on to the outside edges of your mat. Press your triceps down. Find a deeper arch, a deeper back bend, and then release, coming out of it nice and slow, one vertebra at a time. Letting your legs rock side to side. When both knees are over to the right, you can pick up the right foot and place it on top of the left thigh. Reach your arms out into a T or a cactus shape. If that's too intense, take your right foot off your left leg. Release that windshield wiper your legs to the other side. Take your left foot, place it on top of your right thigh. And breathe here. Release that. Go ahead and bring your knees into your armpits, giving yourself a squeeze. Gently rocking side to side. If there's anything else that you need to do, any other poses you need to take, go ahead and do those now. Otherwise, extend your arms and legs away from you. Get nice and long on your mat. Reach one leg and then the other leg away from the center of your body. Reach one arm and then the other arm away from the center of your body. Take a big inhale, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, relax. Take another deep inhale. And then exhale, relax. Slowly moving through your body. We're going to start at your toes. Squeeze, engage, tense every muscle in your toes and your feet. And then let them go. Let them relax. Moving on to your legs, your ankles, your calves, your shins, your knees, your thighs. Squeeze everything together all through your legs. Tighten it up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then let it go. Let it relax. Shake it out. Bring your attention and focus to your hips, your waist, your torso. Squeeze all of that in. Tighten it up. Squeeze. And then let it go. Shake it out. Let it relax. Bring your attention and focus to your fingers, your thumbs. Place your thumb in your palm. Wrap your fingers around it. Squeeze really tight. And then let them go. Shake them out. And let them relax. Bring your energy, attention, and focus to your arms, your forearms, your elbows, your biceps, your triceps. Tighten every muscle in your arms. Squeeze them together. And then let them go. Shake them out. Let them relax. Bring your attention and focus to your chest and your shoulders. Tighten your chest. Squeeze your shoulders. Tighten them in. Squeeze them in. Tense it all up. And then let it go. Shake it out. Let it relax. Your energy and attention to your neck and your head. Tense the muscles in your neck. Squeeze your head. Clench your jaw. Purse your lips. Scrunch your eyes closed. Tighten it all up. And then let it go. Shake it out. And let it relax. From the top of your head all the way down to your big toes. Tighten, squeeze, tense every single muscle. Squeeze it all in. One more breath in. And then let it go. Shake it out. And let it relax. Move into your Shavasana, into your stillness. We'll stay here for a couple minutes, enjoying the quiet. If you're ready to come out of your Shavasana, start to slowly wiggle your toes and fingers. If you want to stay longer, absolutely do that. Reach your arms up overhead and then roll onto one side, making your way into a seated position. Taking your time, going at your own pace. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Feel your heartbeat, feel your breath, feel the life move around inside of you. I thank you all for allowing me to lead you through your practice. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.